Good morning, grade sixes. We're quickly going to run through the memo for both the journey of Bartolomeus Diaz as well as Vasco da Gama. On the map, you would have seen and noticed that I have split them into journey A, which is referring to Bartolomeus Diaz, and journey B, which is referring to Vasco da Gama. So if we go and have a look at our answers, our first journey for that of Bartolomeus Diaz, number 1, Diaz set sails with 3 ships in August 1487. Number 2, he set sails close to the African coast. I'm referring there to the West African coast. If you put that in your answer, that is also acceptable. Number 3, Diaz leaves, one ship in Walvis Bay with supply, and he visits a Khoi village. Now we see that they start getting into contact with another tribe. Very important trading opportunities there. And also getting back to the work we did right at the start of exploration. Number 4, Diaz gets fresh water at Mossel Bay, and he trades with Khoi for food. Now we're starting to see why the most southerly point on the African continent is becoming important, a halfway house. And number 5, the Diaz sailors are afraid and turn back. If we are going to have a look at number B, the journey of number B, which is obviously referring to Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama, number 1, da Gama set sail in July 1497 with 4 ships. It is important, boys and girls, that you enter those dates for me. Obviously, like we said, history is about telling a story containing facts, dates, events, and people. Number 2, in other words, B2, da Gama stops at the Cape Verde Islands. Number B3, in other words, da Gama sails far out from land to avoid strong winds near the West African coast. B4, da Gama stops at Mossel Bay and he buys an ox from the Khoi. Obviously, they're indicating trade and the expansion and exploration again. B5, da Gama sees many Arab dhows with trade goods from Africa. For those of you who do not know what the dhow is, I will post a picture of a dhow in a couple of minutes. It's a type of ship that they use, particularly in that area of the world. B6, an Arab sailor shows da Gama how to use the monsoon trade winds. We obviously spoke about the monsoon trade winds when we discussed Mapambungwe. And now, obviously, being in that specific area, they has to make use of natural elements in order to assist their journey. And then B7, da Gama reaches India by the name of Calicut. Today it's named Kolkata in May 1498 and returns to Portugal. Very, very important there. Calicut, obviously in India, a very important trading city in India, and like I said, the original name there is Calicut, but today we name that Kolkata. Grade 6s, I trust that you have done and you have enjoyed this activity. All the best, and please don't forget to do your corrections regarding this.